WBLJ News Talk 1230's Topic, a public affairs presentation brought to you by Thomas Exterminating Company. And now, here's Jane Harrell.
Our guest today is Faith Bragg, and Lisa is an author, and she lives... You live here in Dalton?
Yes, ma'am.
But you're not originally from Dalton?
No, I'm from Chautauqua County.
And what?
Somerville.
In Somerville. And what brought you to Dalton?
We moved over here back in '89. The whole family did. So, where I met my husband, so this is where I settled.
You have any children?
Yeah, I have one, a 5-year-old daughter.
And you found time to write a book?
Yes, ma'am.
Had you always wanted to write a book?
Yeah, I've been writing pieces and stuff on that book since I was about 16. I had them laying here and there in different... Actually, it was like 3 different stories, and then I just put them together.
I've always admired authors. I love to read, and I've always wanted to write a book, but I just don't have the talent. How do you start?
First I get the outline. Like, I decide what the topic's going to be about, what the subject's going to be about, and I always pray before I start. And then I'll get an outline, and then I don't usually go through my outline. I usually change the whole thing when I get started, but that's basically how I start. But I usually it's really weird, I think, but I pick the title out before I write the story. I've heard people that write, they say sometimes the story and the characters take over. Right. Oh, yeah, they definitely do. When I'm into my writing, there's nothing else. I mean, I just feel I have to really get into it. And when I write, I see it as I guess, in a way like a movie. I picture it out. If I can't picture it out, the whole thing, I can't write. So, yeah, they kind of do take over. I mean, Mae West did that. She said that she would see the whole, she wrote several movies, and she would see the whole movie just in a flash, and she'd sit down and write it just nonstop. So I guess it's a talent that you have, just to see the story in your imagination. You got to have a great imagination to be an author. I always had a great imagination. I had 2 older sisters, and they didn't want to play with me, so I always had to make up friends and make up things to do and everything. And so I guess that's where my imagination came from. I always had a good imagination. And once you write a book, what do you do? Well, first thing I do is I got my copyright, and make sure I have a copyright. That way I own it, and I don't have a copyright. So that way, no matter where you take it, nobody can try to steal it from you or whatever. And then I looked in the phone book, and I found Mr. Patton up in Single Mountain, Tennessee, and I called him on the phone, was talking about my book and everything, and he told me to send up a chapter of it, and that's what I did. And that's how it came to be. Well, let's discuss the story. It's called Living in Sin, and what is the story about? It's about teen pregnancy, and it's about 2 sisters. They're both in high school when the book starts, and they're in cheerleading and stuff like that. And one of them wants the whole lesson in love, where the other one knows what love is supposed to be about. If your boyfriend loves you, they're not going to, want certain things from you. I mean, if they love you, they're going to respect you, for the way you are, But the one who learns her lesson in love, she finds out that the things that she chose to do delays her plans, like going to college and stuff. Like, she still goes to college, but she just don't go to the college that she wanted to go to. Do you have a baby? Yeah. Yeah, she has a baby. It's about teenage pregnancy. Right. Sort of help to steer girls in the right direction. Right. I made my characters have good, strong, they really can communicate with their parents, and I think that's important for teenagers to be able to talk to their parents. And if they know they can go with their parents and talk to them, about certain things, then I don't think they'll go out and seek other people's advice. That's the way I see it. I always wonder if there's a happy ending, but I better not ask, because then people won't want to buy the book, because they've got to read and find out. Where does it take place? Does it take place in Dalton? No, actually, it's really weird. My husband, he's from Indiana, Union City, Indiana, and when I was writing it, I had been up there right before I started writing it, probably one of the first times I went up there, and I saw this little gas station, and that's the 2 guy characters in my book, they work at a gas station. I mean, the minute I saw it, that's where I guess it's from Indiana. I didn't really state But that's where, I guess, it would, if you have to pick a place, that would be where it would be fun.
So, like the disclaimer says, any resemblance to anyone actually living or dead is purely coincidental and is not meant to reflect a certain person. So I can't say it's Dalton. Where can people get the book?
I'm promoting it myself, and I have it at my house, and they can contact me on my 800 number, and I can give them the information about how to get one. And the number is 1-800-278-2205.
And how much are the books?
They're $9.95 plus tax. It comes to $10.54.
Okay, and then of course if someone needs you to mail it, there'd be shipping and handling charges also, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in, this could be almost like I guess sort of a fun, informative handbook of how parents can watch for certain signals with their children and maybe help children realize, or young people, to learn how to communicate with their parents and, like you said, on the road of life here.
I've had teenagers response, and they loved it. They said, hey, this helped me, figure out I can go to my parents about this. And then I've had one parent's response that said, oh, I've got to get my teenage daughter to read this. So I've had, like both, and I think that it can help them both, parents and teenagers.
Maybe you can get it in one of the local bookstores. It seems like it's a very interesting story in that it has a purpose. There's a meaning here. Well, I want to thank you for coming very much, Lisa, and I want to wish you a lot of luck in selling your book. Again, your telephone number is
1-800-278-2205.
Please give her a call for more information. Our guest today has been Lisa, Faith Bragg, authors who wrote Living in Sin. Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been listening to WBLJ News Talk 1230's Topic, a public affairs presentation brought to you each day by Thomas Exterminating Company.